Hello and welcome to Amigos IAS. I am Adnan. In today's segment, we'll be discussing an important news with respect to Indian Parliament. Yesterday, on the lines of the 22nd anniversary of the dastardly terror attack on the Indian Parliament, there was a major security breach in Lok Sabha, where two visitors from the visitors gallery have jumped into the Lok Sabha chamber and they have released the smoke from the canisters they are carrying in their shoes. Now, this is a very serious security breach inside the bastion of democracy, which is the Indian Parliament here. So, let us try to understand what are the basic rules for the visitors to access entry into the Parliament and what is the security apparatus inside the Parliament. So, starting with this, Lok Sabha Speaker makes the rules. We have Rule 386 in Lok Sabha, which governs the process through which people can take the permission to enter the Parliament. Now, these rule in Lok Sabha also applies to Rajya Sabha as well. Now, the security apparatus is maintained by the Delhi Police and paramilitary forces like CRPF. Then, the special security agencies are there, Parliament Security Service. So, these three are the major security agencies responsible for the security of the Indian Parliament. So, Delhi Police controls the access of the area surrounding the complex. Okay, in the complex there is a Parliament building and paramilitary Jawans guard the outer perimeter of the complex. The outer perimeter of the complex is manned by the paramilitary Jawans like CRPF. Inside it is the responsibility of two agencies, Delhi Police and the Parliament Security Service. That is the basic layer of security inside the Parliament complex and also in the Parliament building. And if you see the next aspect here, what is this special Parliament Security Service? It is led by a joint secretary level officer, usually from the IPS. And this Parliament has 3 levels of security check. Of course, some say 4 level also. Why, I will just explain to you. First thing is, at the entrance of the Parliament complex, right before the guest appears, at the main gate of the Parliament complex, that is the first one. Second one, at the gate of the new Parliament building, because inside the complex we have the building. So at the gate you have first check, and at second is there at the Parliament building. After that, once you enter the Parliament building, at the visitors gallery when you enter, there again the third level of security check is there. The fourth level also is there. What is that? Once you take your seats in the visitors gallery, there the security officials, the marshals will also keep an eye on us. In the first row, they will be sitting. I'll show the photograph as well. And generally, the word which is used for visitors is strangers. Strangers is the word which is used in the Rule 386 of the Lok Sabha. Fine. A thorough checking happens, frisking happens for the visitors at every level, and they are not allowed to carry anything except their ID card and the pass which they get to get the access to the Parliament. Fine. And the Parliament Security Service escorts the visitors who come to watch the proceedings on the basis of recommendation of an MP happens here. There is another visitors who are called as, for example, let's say foreign dignitaries, many times they will come and visit the Parliament of India. And for example, let's say some of them want to know how the parliamentary processes function in our country. And these dignitaries will come and visit and they will see the entire parliamentary process in India. They are special guests. And sometimes what happens, the Lok Sabha Speaker or the Rajya Sabha Chairman also gives passes to some of the persons. Okay, so diplomats, foreign dignitaries, they are called as distinguished visitors, and sometimes security protocols are relaxed for this distinguished personnel as well. Others which includes, like for example, yesterday those 2 people who have breached security, for them maximum 1 hour, or as the rules decide, how much time they can sit inside the gallery also decided by the house itself. Usually maximum 1 hour you can sit in the visitors gallery. They go through also a rigorous security process. After they clear all security measures, they are escorted to the gallery by the PSS. So now what is happening here? The issue was here, how this breach has happened. Generally what happens is, see here, during the session is going on, the security of Parliament is handled by not the Jawans but the PSS and Delhi Police. In all galleries, the house marshals or security officers sit in the front row of this visitors gallery, and the visitors or the strangers are not allowed to occupy the front chairs of the gallery. This was brought because in the past one person has jumped that particular gallery. Okay, so when the bill to form Jharkhand was being passed in 2000, okay, at that time in the old Parliament building somebody has jumped the gallery. So that is what they are doing. In the front row now only the marshals will be sitting and they'll be monitoring the what visitors are doing. Now what is happening? Because the breach has happened, the Home Ministry, by consulting the PSS, IB, SPG, as well as Parliamentary Duty Group, there are several security agencies in the Parliament as well. Now they are going to have a complete review and they are going to take measures. As of now, temporarily, they have suspended the entry of the people inside the Parliament. So the photograph I will be showing you here. So this is the visitors gallery, as you can see. One person managed to jump from here. Some people say that the height of this visitor gallery is quite short in nature. As a result, people can easily jump from here. The other person also was about to jump, but the security officials managed to stop them. So one breach, what happened here? The low height of this particular gallery is the reason some people say they have jumped here easily. And as you can see here, the person is going towards the chamber and going towards the well of the Lok Sabha as well to create the furore. But he was beaten up by the MPs and he was taken by the security officials. So this is one thing here. As you can see, the yellow smoke coming here. Now, why this lapse happened? There are many reasons behind this. Even though the exact reason we are yet to find out because the review is going on. But the important thing here is some preliminary findings. What came out of this was this people have come by the recommendation of an MP. And that is also a reason why when recommendation of MP happens, sometimes there are reasons where some laxity happens. But again, this is not a reason here. Because in general, there are different layers of security here. How these persons manage to enter the Parliament complex, the 4-layer security is there by carrying those smoke canisters inside their shoes. So the questions are coming as if, like, why there was no check? The answer is like they may have used those canisters not in metal format but in the plastic format, and they have hidden them in the shoes. Generally, it is said that shoes are not checked. Now, this is another loophole here. Shoes were not checked, and if they're carrying those plastic canisters, there is some way, the way they walk will be somewhat different. So the gate, what we call, the gate was also not checked by the officials. Other reason being told here is that the security apparatus is quite less. Since the new Parliament has come into being, lot of visitors are entering the Parliament. So what happens now? That means lot of burden is there for security officials. More visitors but less security officials. Generally, 301 security officials are there in the Parliament complex. But on that day, yesterday, when this event has happened, unfortunate event happened, hardly 176 security officials were there. And already to the Public Works Department of Central Government, the security officials have asked for more number of personnel to man the building. Now, all these loopholes are coming outside, all these gaps in security are coming out now based on the preliminary findings. So, the more details will be coming after the central government finds the exact reason, and how the intelligence have not able to get any digital footprint. That 6 members, 2 entered inside, there were 4 outside also. So 6 members are involved in this particular incident as of now. That means the planning has been happening for the past many months. Then why the intelligence officials were not able to find out the reason? Also another glaring security lapse also happened here. So all these things we need to understand based on yesterday's attack, and hope it is not repeated. So already many points in this particular aspect I have already discussed. So first things first, a visitor should go to their constituency MP to get the permission to enter the Parliament, and they will submit the form to Parliamentary Security Service. Okay, usually the MP has to give the undertaking that they personally know that particular person. Very detailed process is there. Again, for our exam purposes of UPSC, those kind of minute details are not required for. Okay, so even in this topic also, basic concept of security of Parliament is enough. So lot of in-depth analysis of the entire process is not required for the exam perspective. Fine. Passes can be obtained via Lok Sabha Speaker or Rajya Sabha Chairman Office also. There are 3 types of passes. One is a general public gallery, and second one is distinguished visitors, and sometimes special permission given by the Lok Sabha Speaker and Rajya Sabha Chairman. Different types of passes are there. And what is not allowed, as I told you, only ID proof and passes are allowed. If you have any belongings or if you have any mobile, cell phones, whatever, they are not allowed inside the Parliament, they are taken away. Fine. That is one point. No water bottles, no wallets also. And visitors' vehicles could also having be a security threat, right? So they are also not allowed inside the entire complex, as you can see here. Security protocol, lot of risking, is done by Delhi police there, and entry exit gates for the visitors are quite separate in the parliament. That is one thing, and at least 4 levels of security. They have given 3, 4 level because at the main gate, at the building, at the gallery, and inside the gallery also 4th level of security means they will be monitoring our presence. You cannot make any comments, you cannot do any kind of disturbance to the proceeding of the parliament. That is one thing here. So this is that particular incident. And last one is what? Same points as we have discussed in this. Okay. And one thing what is missing out of this is, you cannot draw attention to yourself in the parliament. But some rules, sometimes, rules are meant to be broken, as they say, unfortunately. So here what happened in the 106th amendment passing in the parliament, lot of women were brought as guests in the visitors gallery, and they were actually shouting pro-government slogans, which is not allowed, which is against the rules. So pro-government slogans were being uttered in the parliament during the passing of the women reservation bill. And opposition MPs demanded action against those MP who has made this lapse, could not know the person, because they are saying that lot of people come and approach us, so how can we monitor everyone? But still it is not a reason to excuse themselves from this particular error. That is one thing. And senior government ministers asked MPs to ensure we should not repeat such actions again, and be very careful about whom you give the passes. And rules strictly prohibit visitors from drawing any attention towards themselves. So these are the important points here with respect to yesterday's unfortunate incident. So that ends this particular session. So I'll come back to you tomorrow again with some other topic. So keep watching Amigos IAS. Thank you.